And we're live. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Live Trading with Benzinga. Spencer is here. Ryan's here. Zunaid will be a couple of minutes late. We don't know. Actually, we do know why. He said he had a phone call. So he has a fair reason for being late today. But the show must start on time. And so here we are. Ryan, are you ready?
I am. I have not shared my screen, so before you scald me for that, let me just go ahead and do it.
I was not going to scold you. I was going to run
Oh
the
no, I
You
know.
have time. You have time.
Okay, so screen shared. I'm absolutely ready.
Okay, let's do this.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part? It's beatable.
All right. What's up? How we doing, everyone in chat? Cherno, Red Rum, RNG, David, Julie, Donkin, Cole. Think made decisions. Bubbo, Vision, Chermo. I hope I got you all. How we doing today? What's up, Brian? How was your night, man?
That was horrible.
I know.
I
knew that was
I knew it was going to be bad going in. I lowered my expectations to nearly the ground floor, and somehow it was even worse than that. I don't know what I don't know what to say. It was absolutely awful. I live in a town that just has no idea how to run sports teams. It's painful. It's absolutely painful. I actually went to sleep upset just because of what I saw on TV. It's just really, really freaking sad. But today's a new day. So we're going to go ahead and crush it today.
It's a new day. It's a clean slate, and it's basically a Wednesday, if you think about it, Ryan, right? Because as we all learned yesterday, some of us didn't even know that the markets were closed on Friday. Can you imagine not even knowing that the markets were closed on Friday?
I can't.
Some people did not know that because they're dumb. But we're not.
Spencer, your sense of humor is amazing.
I'm not going to name names here. So anyway, it's basically a Wednesday. We're 4 days out from Christmas. It's the happiest time of the year.
Synthetic Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly. So that being said, let's start with your screen, Ryan, and then I'll bring on mine afterwards. Show us what you're watching this morning.
Okay, so a couple of things. I'm sure any of you that have been watching the pre-market saw Sava spike here. I went to go review the news. I didn't see any PR or anything from this morning. I did see that our news desk was able to track something down. Reddit circulates a publication stating that neuroscience found no evidence of manipulation of the Western blot data. So this is going to go back to the whole fight about, is this data legit? Is there actually a cure here? This, that, and the other. But I don't know what the answer is to that. I can't give you what the correct answer is. What I can tell you is that this sets up Sava for being a wild trader. I mean, we're no stranger to seeing 10, 15-point swings in this name on a daily basis. Yesterday, we were at about 37. We actually hit a high of 58 today. So 21-point move here in the pre-market. It's given back quite a bit of that. I have no position. I'm on a play like this. I absolutely want to wait till the volume shows up in the open market or in the regular session. I don't want to take a buy right here. I wouldn't want to buy in the pre-market. I wouldn't want to trade this in the pre-market. So I'm going to wait and see what happens here with Sava. We're definitely going to watch. There should be multiple opportunities here today. BFRI also running this pre-market here. I believe that there is a connection to Sava with this in some way. Maybe I'm missing that. Biopharmaceutical company specialized in commercial treatment of dermatology. No, this is skin. This is a skin issue. This is not has anything to do with Alzheimer's. But this is running today, or at least trading up here in the pre-market. We'll see what happens when the market opens here. Again, this is not something that I would buy in the pre-market session. And then PPSI. And here's the cool thing. Sorry, let me get the door closed so you don't feel like you're in the Dominican Republic. All right, PPSI, this is one that we've actually seen run. We've actually called this on the show a number of times in the past. You can see that I actually still have lines drawn here from the last time that we charted this. Look where the price stopped in the pre-market today. literally stopped. I didn't draw that line today. If we go back to the daily chart, you can see that these lines were all drawn from previous points where the stock had stopped. So this morning, here we are. We stopped right there. We'll see where this goes. Number of things popping here in the pre-market. The market is up. So as far as like the broader market goes, I want to see if we actually hold this pop or do we end up bleeding this back. I suspect the rest of this week is going to be low volume. So any trades that are going to be made, I would just kind of reduce the size.
Okay. I dig it. Ryan's always watching the big movers of the day because I like it because I sometimes will skip over the biggest movers if it's like a name I don't know or if it's like some crazy biotech. Like, for example, this morning you see like I'll make my screen bigger for you. ALDX, which is Aldera Therapeutics, and they had a drug that did not meet its primary endpoint for ocular redness. So it's down 42%. So I see that, and like my first instinct is to just like skip it because I don't know it, and so I don't know what to say about it. But Ryan's always watching, like he's watching for biggest volatility, for the most volatility, which is why I like it because he tells me things I don't often know.
And one of the things about that, Spencer, is a good point because one of the things about that is that sometimes when you get these big volatile movers in the pre-market, those stocks then end up being some of the most liquid in the regular session and then also kind of move around, right? So we're always, if we're going to look for shorter term trades, we're going to look for stocks to put in any type of predictable move and then trade that move. And it's no coincidence that the stocks that put in a huge pre-market then do something in the regular session. The question is, do they continue to go up or down? And sometimes we don't know the answer.
That's an amazing point because like yesterday we talked about SOPA, right?
Yep.
And that ended up being that was the number one trending stock on Benzinga Pro yesterday for the whole day. SOPA, right? And it was one of your most heavily traded stocks in the whole market. 168 million shares traded yesterday. And as it turned out, if I can pull up a chart here, that would be helpful. As it turned out, much of that move came after the open.
Yep. And you'll notice actually that what it did was it set a high in the pre-market. See that first green candle in that pre-market yesterday on your screen? It set that in the pre-market, and then out of the open, it kicked that out. And that was signed right there. Hey, this giddy up. This is going to be a trader today. You actually had multiple times where this trade, you're on, I believe, a 15-minute chart. So there were several pullbacks there that ended up being viable as they kind of pulled back to a support level. In fact, I can add the VWAP on my chart. I don't see it on yours there, but I would wonder if some of those were VWAP pullbacks. Looking on my chart, we got close a couple of times here, right? So let me switch over to you had a 15-minute on, didn't you?
I did.
Just there? Okay, great. So yeah, I mean, it's a little bit harder to see here because I got a bunch of different moving average lines, but absolutely, this thing was pulling back to the VWAP and then giving you more opportunities to actually trade it. So, here we are again. We're up today in the pre-market. We've set another high in the pre-market today. Maybe the same thing happens again. Maybe we get another opportunity to trade this one today. I'm actually going to mark this off while we're here.
Yeah, how many times do we say if it takes out the pre-market high or the pre-market low, giddy up, to quote Ryan Faluna? And that happened pretty much right off the bat yesterday in SOPA. So I can already tell you if I had been in this, what would have happened to me is I would have gotten shaken out. If not here, definitely there. You know what I mean? But you can't.
I changed the screen on you. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, sorry. Oh, no, I'm looking at my screen though. That's why. So I would have been checking out here, right? If it had been me. If not there, definitely there. But hey, more gains this morning in SOPA. When you're hot, you're hot. So new game plan for the day in SOPA is again pre-market high and low. So the pre-market high in this morning is 1478, and your pre-market low is 962. Those are your bogeys in SOPA for the day. What else do we have on the movers list this morning? Anything that we have not yet discussed? Probably. You had BRZE, right? On the screen before, right?
I believe it was BFRI, but we can do that because BRZE also popping up here, and we do have a why is it moving on that Trading higher after the company reported better than expected Q3 EPS, sales results, and issued guidance. So again, this kind of fits into our theme here with the stocks that are guiding higher or end up doing well. One of those was Micron, right? Micron had a huge earnings beat yesterday. They traded up in the after hours. They're actually trading up today. So where are we going to go from here? Not really. It looks like we kind of want to take out this high. Maybe we won't do that today, but let's see. That'd be really good for the market if we can, if Micron can trade higher. We'll see.
Yeah, you know what? Let's watch Micron and Nike off the open this morning, because those were your two.
Yeah,
those were your two big earnings reports from yesterday after the bell. Micron has the potential to pull up the whole semi space with it. Nike has probably less pull on its peers, maybe besides Under Armour. If you look at UAA, it is trading a little bit higher here in the pre-market session. Maybe Foot Locker kind of the same way. But let's just watch those two. Micron, again, same story, pre-market high. Watch that. In this case, it's like 89 something, 89.35, and we're basically right there. And Nike's more or less at the pre-market high. So let's watch those two. Those are kind of going to be the two big names that I'm paying attention to this morning. Did anything else jump out to you on the on the movers front? Nothing really is jumping out to me right now as far as like.
Yeah, no, I covered the ones that jumped out at me. Yeah, I mean, I guess we could say rally. This has made the kind of an intraday top right around 872. It looks like it tried to take that out, but couldn't get there. We'll see how this trades. This story here is going to be all about volume for me. If the volume dries up in rally, I think we pull back to a 5 handle, frankly. So we'll see if that keeps up.
I'm interested maybe in watching some of the vaccine names, because they all popped yesterday and then they put up no fight at the open, right? Moderna, look off the open, straight down. Novavax off the open, straight down, right? So now, if you go to a daily here, oh man, this Novavax chart. Let's look at Moderna. The Novavax chart is ridiculous. There's gaps all over the place. Moderna is a little bit cleaner to look at. Okay, so now Moderna, we're at an area, right? And I don't have a volume profile up on the screen on my chart, but you know, the Moderna chart, you see a series of lows in this 269 to 275, 77-ish area, right? So we're at an interesting level in Moderna. We've seen these reversals, it seems like, all the time. Its stock is constantly reversing. If you're fading the move in Moderna, it's been working for you. If you're buying the dip and selling the rip, it's worked. So yesterday we had a dip. Does the dip get bought today? Is my question.
And one more thing, Spence. So I know you said you didn't have volume profile. We unfortunately don't have that as part of the TradingView package yet. We're working on it. But I went ahead and added the line on my chart here for the biggest volume shelf that is above the current price level that we're in. And that's in a range of 336 to 338. So this line right here is about an approximation of your biggest volume shelf. And you can see that does line up with some support and resistance, but we're a ways away from that right here. So not sure how that's actually going to play into today's.
Zunaid, welcome to the show.
What is up, man? My work day started early, so apologies for the delay.
Early, all good. Well, we're glad to have you. Have you had a chance to look at the market yet?
I have not. The only ticker that I have got a chance to watch is Apple, which is hanging out around 172.10.
You know what?
There
are three constants in life: death, taxes, and Zunaid looking at Apple.
100%. There's no question about it, because, you know,
you can add me to that list.
What'd you say?
You can add me to that list. I look at Apple every single day.
And I'm looking at Apple. Matter of fact, I'm actually going to, I like the 172 level. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick trade here. I'm going to go ahead and get Apple here at 172.05. My risk is going to be 171.45. So I'm risking about 50 cents here on Apple. I'm pretty much hoping for it to go ahead and hold VWAP that it has before the pre-market. But that's honestly pretty much the only thing I'm watching. The Qs obviously went ahead and held yesterday. They didn't quite break down. And I got to say this, I wish I played commons more this week because the Greeks just have not been in my favor in terms of how I've handled my trades. So I think today I'm going to look to possibly play commons a little bit more and not just options, but we'll see. Because yeah, they just have not been in my favor whatsoever. I'll be keeping an eye on the VIX. Nothing crazy for me just yet, but as I see things, I will go ahead and call it out. Nvidia, by the way, ended up green yesterday after everything. So that was kind of impressive. So I'd keep an eye on Nvidia as well, especially if it can go ahead and get over the 287. I'd be interested in that. Or if it gets all the way down to about 280, I'd be interested in a bounce in Nvidia as well. And then, I'm sorry, one more. Micron went ahead and reported yesterday, and they did really well. So if it can get over, depends on how the market participates and how it behaves, a break over 90 could eventually help it get to 100 if Santa Claus blesses us with a rally to close off the year.
Oh, we should be so lucky.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I saw a great tweet yesterday regarding the Santa Claus rally. The Santa Claus rally is traditionally the week after Christmas for 2 years, but over the years it's been butchered so much that it's any rally in December.
Yeah,
at this point.
Actually,
so understand that we're not even technically in the area in the time frame where you're supposed to get that rally yet. So
you know what? I don't recall there ever being this many mentions of the Santa Claus rally in any year before this year. Like usually it's a thing that maybe gets mentioned this week, the week before it typically starts. But like, I feel like we've been talking, and by we I mean like people have been talking about Santa Claus rally for like a month. Like I don't know. I can never seem to recall there being this much focus on it, because all it is like a couple of days of a bounce, right? It is all it typically is. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing life changing.
I mean, it's. I think it's just the thought, like it's the whole positive thing. The holidays, trading up, end of the year. I think all of that kind of blends itself together.
Maybe.
But I don't know. We talk about it every year. The only year that really stands out to me is 2018. There were so many jokes about it because it was so bloody and red. There were jokes about Santa killing people. And
I remember that. That was the week I was out of town. I was in DC. I was out that whole week. I was away from the market, away from the screens. But I just remember like walking around like the DC mall and like looking at all the monuments and looking at my phone and just saying like, oh my gosh, it's a bloodbath out there. Anyway,
I remember watching it. And being like, "Wow, this is wild. This is."
I was like, I'm glad I'm not looking at my portfolio right now because it was not good. Anyway, all right, it is 9:24. Let's briefly before the open do a quick crypto update. What a turn of events. Look at the green. Yesterday it was all red. Today it is all green. What a rally we had in Bitcoin overnight. The futures this morning, actually, the futures got as high as 49,200. Yeah. We did, actually. So it's been quite a turn. Maybe Santa Claus has come early. Hey, but not okay. Shiba Inu, your big gainer of the morning, up almost 12%. I'm sorry. Terra is actually your big gainer, up almost 15% of the largest cryptos out there. But green across the board. I can assure you, if I've learned one thing from crypto, it will not stay this way for the rest of the week. But green up across the board, all the major cryptos. You love to see it. Hey, if you want some free Bitcoin, it's really simple. All you have to do is download the Voyager app, use the offer code ZING, Z-I-N-G, when you open the account. Fund your account with $100, make your first trade, and they'll give you $50 in Bitcoin for free. Check it out right there.
Something to keep in mind as well. Looks like Sava has been halted pending news.
Halted?
There's the PR we talked about not getting.
Wait a minute. Okay, so let me get this straight. Yeah, I do see that just now in the pro. Good call out, Junaid. So Sava halted news pending. But it already had this huge run up this morning. So I don't know. This Sava man
You
is
telling me Uncle Billy didn't know beforehand and he didn't buy up a bunch of shares?
no. This is okay. I don't know what this is because there actually was a like the top post on the Sava stock subreddit was about their data not being manipulated. I thought that's why the stock has spiked, but this stock is part biotech, part meme, part whatever. It kind of does its own thing. So I'm not going to venture too hard of a guess as far as that.
I am so interested in this over $50, and then especially if it can get over $60, which is a pre-market high. But again, with this now being pending or halted pending news, who knows what's going to happen with it?
Well,
we're definitely going to. What?
I was going to say, to your point, Zunaid, the 60 level. Okay, so if it's halted, right, what's going to happen after it gets out of the halt? If it takes out 60, the 200-day moving average is 62.98. So, I mean, I think we probably go there and test that area. And I mean, so the news that we had this morning was that there was a rumor being circulated. What will be interesting is to see if the news that's pending is either a confirmation or a rejection of that passing rumor, or if it's completely unrelated. You know, I don't know what it is. It's just going to be, how are you going to play this when you actually when this actually opens? If this thing spikes, Zunaid, what's your plan?
If this thing goes ahead and spikes, I'm just going to wait and see where things set up, right?
Okay.
The only reason I like 50 and the only reason I like 40 is just because of the bounces off of those whole numbers.
Yeah.
But besides that, I'm just going to sit tight, look pretty, and wait to see if anything forms.
Sit tight, look pretty. That's what I do every day.
Always, my man.
Always. All right. 9:27. Keeping an eye on the clock as always. Let's pull up my movers tool and keep an eye on that. Once we get to the open, we will go back to the scanner tool in Benzinga Pro. I am doing my best to keep an eye on the chat as always. Hey, if you are watching the show and you missed pre-market prep and you missed my announcement, there is a link in the description of this video. I will put the link in the chat right now. It is a link to a Google survey. We're not going to get your info. It's anonymous. But we are doing an end-of-year Benzinga YouTube 2022 improvement survey. If you have any feedback for us on this show or any of our shows, there is the link. It's in the chat. Check it out. I'm going to put it in all the chats as well, actually. We'll do it again. There it is again. Please give us your feedback. We take it very, very seriously, and we do this for you. So there's the link to the end-of-the-year survey. That is my
Fire Spencer. Sorry, I'm taking a survey.
That's feedback. We take all feedback seriously, positive and negative. Someone said,
"Yeah." Let me spoil it for the audience. Yeah. I guarantee that if you were to go through that feedback response, you would see a line item for fire everyone. Maybe not Zunaid, but the rest of us are absolutely going to be requested to be fired by the viewers. I'm sure there's some nice people putting their words of support out there, but I go through feedback from users. That's part of like my regular job. I am telling you right now, there is 100% requests for us to be fired in that survey. That's just how it works. People on the internet, all for everyone's job, man. That's what they do.
Wait, today someone said that my sweater reminds them of like being of an inmate in prison. Like my sweater reminds them of like the jumpsuit that you wear in prison. Which
at least it's not inside out.
Hey, you don't know that.
At least it's not inside out. That's
it'd be hard to zipper if it was inside out, but
that actually would be super hilarious if it was inside out. That'd be perfect.
All right, we're T-minus 10 seconds until the open. Let's do this thing.
We're starting to give it back.
Give what back?
Apple's dipping,
Everything?
market's dipping, Moderna's dipping,
Square's a little lower.
Dipping.
It's a little lower.
Ah, there's our bell.
Here we go. Good luck, everyone. I'm going to flip over to the scanner. We already have our watches for today.
To the scanner we go. All right. Keeping one eye on Sava, obviously, seeing when it comes out of that halt.
So really strong on volume out of the gate. This is one that we talked about.
Yes,
yep.
it is.
I'm going to go ahead and take
not chase it though.
Go for it.
I'm going to take an L on the Apple pre-market trade. Now I'm basically looking at Micron here to see what it does, if it can get over 90 in base, because if it does, I'm definitely interested in Micron. Got Micron here.
Really pulling back here. Let's see what the overall market is doing. Yeah. And then so Sava, let's check Sava. When is this halt? Did we figure that out? Did we figure out when this halt is?
It's news pending, man. It
Oh,
could,
it's gonna be
They
anytime.
can do whatever.
it
Yeah.
could be all day.
Yep. All right, we'll just kind of have to watch and see when that opens. VIX here kind of flat. I know it's trading down a little bit in the pre-market, but not really moving here.
I'm also looking at SPY and see if it can get over the 460 level or not. It's currently at 459.30. Interested to see how it behaves around there.
You know what's interesting to me here is that CCL, Carnival Cruise Lines, continuing to push out of the open here. Remember, it pushed yesterday in the face of coronavirus headlines. So here it is pushing. Actually, American Airlines was on my scanner too, although it dropped off before I could click on it. So Nike, that you had mentioned Nike earlier, strong earnings pushing out of the gate here. Better than expected Q2 EPS and sales results. PPSI holding in on a 9 handle, not really making a move yet.
Cash Money asking about PPS.
I think he meant PPSI.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what PPS is. PP.
Yeah, I'm going to assume Cash is referring to PPSI. The reason that it's up, our news desk identified that the company announced a $12 million order for its E-Block product with an unnamed large mass merchandise.
Heck.
So
why is Signet going up today? What did they say now? This stock was so beaten down for so long. What the
Hex Pony shouting love in the chat. Yeah, love too, Ryan. Love you too, Hex Pony. That's not what you said, but you see what I did there. That is actually pushing out of the open here. So some of the other airlines here, American Airlines back on the scanner now. Apple on the scanner after turning around there, Zunaid. It looks like they shook you from it.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it. It looks like it went ahead and bounced from the 171.15 level. Also keeping an eye on Micron, just within range. Obviously, just started trading, but within 88 and $90. So seeing how it behaves after the fact.
Man, American Airlines, Norwegian Cruise Lines, Carnival Cruise Lines, all showing up on the relative volume bullish scanner this morning. IWM on there, love to see that. IWM bounced off the bottom of its channel here real quick. This is the channel that we identified. It's pretty much been in there all year since February. Bounced off that bottom. Would love to see this retake the median line, but right around 220. Big spot for IWM, 220. PTPI pushing up here. I think 4 is going to be your big break here. It looks like we've got a high. Oh, that's gone. High yesterday at 389, gone. 393 ask, 394 ask. This is going to push through 4. Look for this to go through 4. I'm going to cue this one up here. This is going to be quick, though. So if it goes through 4, don't think you're going to 5. Be sure to take your gate. Look at that pull. 393 to 377 and then back. So just be careful on this one. Make it quick if you end up playing this. We've seen this one pop and drop real quick. There's opportunities to trade here. You just got to be nimble. How's Tesla doing this morning?
I don't even have any plays here right out the gate. I did miss the MU at 88 for a quick 90-cent bounce. I did miss that, but besides that, I'm not seeing much for me. Tesla above that $900 level. What's up?
It does seem like all of retail is higher. Is every retail stock higher this morning? Yes, it does seem that way.
Well, I haven't looked at them all, so I can't tell you if everyone is.
Me neither, but I looked at a bunch, and yeah, retail broadly. So that's the theme in the morning. Frankly, you got a lot of green out there, right? You got the only sector that is not in the green right now is your staples. We know that's been your leader. So your XLP, your leader is lagging for the moment. XLP is flat to down the smidgen this morning. Everything else is broadly up. So,
BFRI looks like it wants to challenge the pre-market high, which we have at 1075. Right, 1075 seems to be the spot on BFRI. Jets. This is the ETF for Jets. We talked about American Airlines and some of the other airlines. Jets pushing up here. It makes total sense. There's GRTX. This was a trader yesterday. Galera Therapeutics really holding that 391 level. Interesting setups today. Rad pushing off the gate here too. Boy, this is-
Earnings. They had earnings. I didn't even
Yeah.
look at the earnings. I don't know what they are. I'm sure they're fine. I have no idea.
Yeah, Jay Rice, good call right here. Retail has been getting smoked recently. Nike is helping retail broadly today. I completely agree with that, Jay. I think that's absolutely right.
Man, you know what's interesting yesterday is speaking of sectors that have been lagging, leading, the gamers, the publishers, right? EA, Take-Two, Activision, all had good days yesterday. Actually, some of these they've been in. Take-Two's had a good couple weeks, frankly. Actually, all of them have kind of. They've all bounced. EA, Activision, Take-Two. Let's take a look at the Activision chart right now. So Activision, you've bounced for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, the thing about Activision is that you really started to bounce when you saw some of those insider buys, right? So if you go to the, news feed, you can actually see that a bunch of Kotex buddies were buying, and that really signaled the bottom. I think a near-term bottom. Anyway, question is really going to be, what's the next move for him? Is he in or out? I don't think this stock really gets any type of outside buyer till he's out.
Yeah, I would hate to prognosticate, but I also would have a hard time seeing him.
Yeah, me too.
If it was me, but
I've got a limit buy set out for Micron at 87.15. See if I can be filled. Pretty much, you can see pre-market bounce from here again. Excuse me. After hours yesterday bounced from there, and then pre-market it bounced from that level as well. So I've got a limit order out there. See if I get filled for a quick maybe 60, 70 cent bounce. But so far, Micron's going right back up as soon as I put the trade in.
I would love to get your guys' take. Yesterday, I threw on a trade for Palantir, and I have a mental stop. I don't have any actual stops. I have a mental stop below 17. Like high 16. You know what I mean?
You're pumping it right now.
I'm not doing anything.
So
I'm just.
I mean, as soon as you started talking, the stock went
I'm
up.
just sitting here doing nothing.
I'm just sitting here looking pretty. I don't know where the southern accent's coming from today. I have no idea. Please forgive me. Come on, Micron. Really? You couldn't just come down another maybe 30 cents before you made your nice run up?
Dude, stops are it is not a good market for limit orders, right? Whether it's a stop limit or a buy limit, right?
Sorry guys, PTPI pushing 4 here. This is what we talked about. Wall at 399 and through. There it is. So we called that one ahead of time. Good 15. Still pushing here. 408 ask. Boy, we got a good 15, 20 cents on PT. Sorry, I was looking at your Palantir and looking at a different screen. I'm sorry, man.
That's okay.
PTPI, here you go. We called that level. It pushed right through it. Volume stick is enormous here too. So let's see if this sets up for another trade later today.
Zunaid ... Rivian ?
Let's take a look at Rivian because ain't nothing else happening right now.
Sava, yes, still halted. Answer the question.
Yeah, Sava's still halted. Rivian, nothing for me here. If it breaks 90, then you can possibly see if you can get another test of low of day yesterday, or if it tries to attempt to get closer to 100, the better risk reward for you to grab puts is the best way I can put it. And then a breakdown would be below 95, and you can try to go ahead and get yourself closer to 90 and scale out on the way down. But for here in this situation where it's kind of in the middle for me, right here, I'm not doing much. But the closer it can get to 100, the better risk reward to grab puts. And then, of course, below 95, you can try to get closer to 90.
We do have a timeline on Sava. I know this because I'm on Benzinga Pro. I went to our signals tool. I have my halts all up in here, and I see a note here at 9:34. Oh, Cassava Sciences to resume trading at 10 a.m. Eastern Time.
20 minutes.
Minutes from now. So everyone, set a reminder for 9:59 to go look at that. Until then,
Robert, AMD puts at the open, calls after bottom, easy day, and I'm out.
Okay.
Sounds like a great plan. Would like
You
to
couldn't
know
send
what
me a
some of the
push
triggers-
notification, jerk.
Whoa! I don't know. If
Whoa!
you're a jerk, even if you're
I'm
joking.
joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. Please do not
even
take that
so,
survey and say fire me. Please, I was only joking. Congrats on the trade, though. It's always nice when you can go ahead and get out of the casino after 21 minutes. Congrats on that.
Robert, great job capitalizing on that bounce there. Would love to know what the trigger was. Matty Ice up almost 1K on the day. Man, it's early. You're already killing it. Way to go. I love the effort that comes out of this show. It's every single day. You guys are just crushing it.
It's up. Keeping an eye on the scanner tool as always. Not seeing any real trends.
Didn't we get asked earlier about some of the Bitcoin stocks? I know I see HUT is up here. It's actually on the scanner, which means the volume is higher today than it was yesterday. Obviously, I'm using a relative volume scanner, so it's more than just today. It looks like it's popping in and out there. Let's check on Mara and Riot too. Again, these are not ones I trade. If you guys have heard me talk about this, trade the coins, don't trade these names, but not for everyone. Looks like they're gapped up, but we're not really making the move yet on any of those Bitcoin names. So we'll see.
Hey, did you guys see Spider-Man over the weekend? I didn't ask you about that yesterday.
No, I didn't. I heard a lot of good things from people that saw it, though.
Check it out.
The Twitter feed was great.
Twitter was excited. I was excited. Okay.
So you didn't see it? What did you think, Spence? Give it.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's fantastic, man.
Okay.
Expectations up here and met expectations.
Wow.
Okay, that's actually really impressive. That's really good.
I wouldn't say it exceeded, but it met them, and they were high.
And they were high. Okay,
They were high and it met them. So,
has anyone started watching Witcher season 2?
that's on my list.
That's on my list for my vacation here. I'm gonna binge hard.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, BlackBerry. Hey, thank you for
Yeah.
mentioning BlackBerry the Shield. BlackBerry, don't they report tonight? I'm 99% sure BlackBerry reports earnings tonight. Yes, I'm correct in that. So, what did we have here on BB? Real quick. Nothing really. Just kind of a pop off the open. All right. Well, I think it's popped off the open.
If you want to, so I'm looking at Micron here, and I want to grab it if it can break that $90 level, but I'm also keeping an eye on SPY to see how it's going to behave. At the moment, it's giving back some gains. It's nothing monstrous, but it's definitely not helping Micron out, as you can see here, and it's definitely not helping out Apple, which is under VWAP at this point. So if I were to go long Apple, it would not be until it was able to cross VWAP and close a 10-minute candle above, and then I would go for it. But for Micron, still kind of patiently waiting.
Wait.
To get over 90. What?
So this Sava thing is so interesting. So I'm going to pull on my screen here. So if you're, watching the show, a half hour ago, or even watching pre-market prep when we talked about this an hour ago, Sava was up this morning because of a post on Reddit. It showed a screenshot, not a link, a screenshot of a scientific journal claiming that they found no evidence of data manipulation. That was out like an hour and a half ago, right? So 9:30 comes around, or 9:25, Sava is halted, news pending. Okay, they must have news coming out. 9:30 hits, the news comes out, and the news is the same thing that was in the screenshot that was out an hour prior to that. So either A, someone at Reddit is on the inside and dropped a line, or B, they were just smarter than everyone else and saw the news an hour before the company released it, because the news that's out is the same thing that was out before.
When was that press release actually out, though? At 9:30?
9:30. 9:30 was when
So there was no publication before 9:30 of that same exact thing.
No official publication. But
There was a rumor floating on Reddit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold on, I'm going to show you the post. I'm actually here. Let's bring it up on the screen. Let's. Oh, it was even out. It was out 13 hours ago on Reddit. Here we go. 13 hours ago on Reddit is a screenshot of this scientific journal. with the headline.
Wow.
Now, there's some red flags here, right? There is no link to the journal.
Right.
For all I know, this could have been photoshopped. I have no idea.
Can't take a link if there is no publication yet.
Yeah, sure.
Well, that's true, Zunaid.
That's what I'm saying,
That's
right? Like,
true.
if it hasn't been pushed to the internet, you can't go ahead and send it a link, which is why I was asking if there was anything.
So where
there.
did this come from? Is my question. You know what I mean?
I don't know, Brody. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead. Micron is slightly above $90. I'm keeping a very close eye on it. I've also got a limit order out for Apple at 170.16. If I can go ahead and get filled.
So this person on Reddit either had early access to that report, or the people posting the report are dumb and made it public. I don't know, man. That's crazy. Anyway, the news from the company, the official news is the news that was out last night / this morning. So let's see how the stock reacts at 10, because the news itself is not even that new as far as the market is concerned. It already spiked.
We will watch the reaction. Real quick, Rico, great shout out there. BFRI halt. Remember, we talked about this blowing through the pre-market level at 1075. It did that, and it gave you what? Another 70 cents on top of that. Just an absolute monster. Let's see where this opens. I was not trading this one today. If you hit this, great job. Nice job, Rico.
It went ahead and unhalted and to the upside.
Rally's going to halt.
Oh, no.
Rally's going to halt. Here come the halts now, guys. RELI halted.
Yep.
2 of the stocks that we've talked about have been halted now.
Out of curiosity, how is yesterday's trender SOPA doing? Oh, it's leaking. All right, so SOPA, we talked about this morning, and I'll bring up my chart here. We talked about the pre-market high and low being very important. So we are knocking on the door of the pre-market low in SOPA right now. Your pre-market low is 962. So we're a buck off that. That'd be your level. You break through that, Katie, bar the door.
All right. I went ahead and got starter size in Micron. Got the $90 calls expiring this week. Got filled at $1.94.
BFRI unhalted, traded up $1.50, and then rehalted. So we have 2 upside halts on BFRI now. If you took this absolute monster with the 2 halts, I think if you still have any left, I really think that you should trim this up at a minimum, if not exit the position for the gain that you have. Big pops, halts generally worry me a little bit. We have 2 to the upside. When this thing halts to the downside, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get out. So just keep it in mind. You manage your risk, folks. Manage your risk.
On those Microns, my stop loss will be if it can close below VWAP, which is below $89 right over here. We'll see how it behaves. Right now, I am down about 15% on my contract. So trade according to your plan, according to what you've got going on. This is just what I'm pretty much looking at here. Matter of fact, let me blow it up a bit. Right over there. So you can see it's kind of hanging out here. I do not want it to. Okay, I said do not. Why are you doing it? Don't want it to go below VWAP here. It's kind of like a child. It's like, don't do this. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do it and see what happens. Anyway, I went ahead and grabbed another contract when I went ahead and tested VWAP, and my fill on that additional contract was $1.63.
All right. All retailers that spiked off the open have now come off those highs, led by Nike. Rico's done for the day. Nice job, Rico. How long are you in those calls, Zunaid?
Till the break below VWAP, or till I can get to about $90.75 for the first take, and then 90, and then every 75 cents after that, I would go ahead and continue. But but today I'm trying to get out basically, in a matter of maybe 20, 30 minutes, just depends, or maybe seconds if Micron says screw you. But I am down average now about 12% on those calls. And if you were in commons, you're risking about $1 pretty much, because I think we got it when it was around 89.91, and 89 is your VWAP.
Oh, yeah, Hex Pony. I see Wish. I see you, Wish. Getting off the mat. A little bit. It's trying.
Bro, that thing's still at 324.
I know it's up 5%.
$3 is a nice support there, though. So if someone actually believed in, I don't know if this would fall into January effects or not, but if someone actually liked Wish, $3, you're risking about 30 cents. Give yourself some space. Let's call it 290. You looking okay, my friend?
So
You're
here's
looking
the thing, right? Is like if we do get that January effect and you do get some broad-based buying, then just like they've kind of thrown the good out with the bad this year, they're going to rip the good with the bad. So like a company with real business and a company with no business, they will probably all rally if we do get, that January effect. So
Yeah.
I'd be watching, Wish and Ride as much as I'd be watching like, Robinhood and Arc. You know what I mean?
For sure. All right. I like this. I like the fact that so far Micron on the 5-minute has held VWAP and it managed to come a little bit back. We are now breaking even on our call. So please get out if you are uncomfortable and you do not like it. But I do. I like the fact that it held VWAP.
All right.
So-
Samuel Remington does not like Wish. I can confirm that they do send you your stuff. It just may take a long time. But
Yeah, whoa, sorry about that. I got mine too. I definitely fell for the Wish promotion. Saw a cool lighter, bought it, and did receive it. So I did get my stuff as well.
How long did it take though? Because I know you guys bought
did
something
take a
for
while.
Benzinga and it didn't come for like a month and a half, 2 months.
It took a long time for me to get it. I would not recommend it.
All right, here we go, Micron. Come on, baby.
come
Come
on.
on.
You can do it.
Ariel on new highs. Charlie squawking it now.
Charlie.
Those are two real good ones that we called early. And RELI, now we're at those spots, right? So look for this to take out 828 as a first spot. And then here, your second spot is going to be up at 868 or thereabouts. Let me get the high. Let me actually get the number on there. High 867, excuse me, 867. Okay, they're pulling Relly now, so we'll see. We'll see if they hold it here.
Yeah, Spy is just holding back my boy MU. Come on. Let it go, Spy. Give us a little bit of boost. At least try to test VWAP, Spy, so that my Micron can get to at least 91. Come on.
PTPI continues to push.
Tell Luke to stop yelling.
Look at the minute chart on Apple, folks. It's just pounding lows. Like this is wild.
Yeah, I've got that limit order at
One thing to keep in mind here is that we gapped up this morning, right? So we're still not even back to unchanged.
Mm-hmm.
So I expect a bounce off that red to green line.
Yeah. I've got a limit order at 170.16 on Apple, and then of course my stop loss would be about 169.75.
Yo, we should screenshot this and send it to Charlie.
Which
What?
my girlfriend loves Charlie. I'm doing it right now, actually.
That's hilarious.
Yep, screenshotting this right now, sending it to Charlie.
Charlie doesn't leave his house enough. I worry about him.
I don't worry about him. Charlie is an absolute boss. I don't worry about him at all. I'm not. I don't know what else to say. He's an absolute boss. He does what he
I
does.
worry. I mean, he does leave his house. I kid, but the guy should take some time off. He's a machine. He's a little machine. Citrix creeping up now above 95.
All right.
CTXS on the latest takeover offer or rumor of a takeover. Citrix having a nice day. Wow, the thing kept on going off the open.
All right, got filled on the Apple. Let's see what happens. I'm pretty much hoping for a bounce of this 170. I have a limit order set out at 170. Sorry, give me a sec.
Real quick.
170. Go ahead.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
170.45. I have a limit order out.
Trades are always more important than what I have to say about the comments here. Shelly saying leaving the house is overrated. No lies detected, Shelly. That's correct. By the way, well, I don't want Adam. Charlie says, "Oh my God, LOL, thank you." He appreciates it, that your girlfriend really likes him. So
That's hilarious.
yeah, I'm telling you, man, Charlie's awesome. He's an institution.
All All right, Apple, I went ahead and got out of 3/4 of my position at 170.40. So out from that bounce. The rest, we will go ahead and let it ride. Micron is not looking pretty. Had a quick spike there. Let me see what those contracts are doing. Contracts are down about 20% on average. I'm going to go ahead and add one more. One more piece of the Micron. I'm being a little stubborn. But a nice bounce off of Apple, and I hope people understand more so of why we took it. I had that as a level. It's a whole number that's worked out really well for me. In general, and the 170 was one of those. So I'm not thinking that it's going to go from 170 back to 172. I pretty much just wanted to play the scalp on it, which I got a chance to using limit orders on both sides, and now we'll see what happens with the remainder of it.
Lele's back. What's going on, Lele? Actually, you've been hitting a number of trades when you're in here. Real quick, I want to address the questions here. Lol, who's Charlie? Folks, if you don't know what we're talking about, please do me a gigantic favor. Head on over to pro.benzinga.com and get started on the no obligation 2-week trial that doesn't even require a credit card to start. And as soon as you log in, mouse over your squawk icon. Spencer, can you drive, please? The car is veering off the road, bro. Mouse over the squawk icon.
I don't realize you
over the squawk icon and hit play on Squawk Equity.
All right.
That is how you will learn who Charlie is. You will see exactly why we're all talking about him on a regular basis.
And look, if you want to hear my voice, wait till 11 o'clock and then go ahead and hit the squawk options, and then you'll get to hear my voice at 11.
Oh, Zunaid Squawk.
Yeah. Can we get that trending? I need to talk to Alyssa. We need to get that trending.
All right,
I need a cool name, though. Charlie, I feel like, has made such a nice brand out of his.
Well, Charlie's voice is like Charlie's voice is one in. I can pick it out of a crowd of 1,000 people.
Oh, 100%.
It's just unbelievable. And it makes it really
I'm not gonna lie to you. My goal one day, if I, depending, because obviously the option squawk is like an experiment that we're doing to see how well it goes. My goal is for me to be at dinner and someone hears my voice and they're like, I've heard your voice somewhere. And it's like, I have no idea where you would have heard it. And then they trade options and they have Benzinga Pro, and that's where they've heard it. Spencer's smirking at me and thinks I'm a total geek, but that's okay.
No, that's not. I've sort of been waiting. I've been wondering when this day would come, and it appears to be here. Pfizer is unwinding a little bit. So Pfizer's been on a massive run for Pfizer. It's made a new all-time high 6 of the last 7 days, something crazy like that. Well, we're coming off those highs now today pretty significantly. We're down over 5% now on the day. So I would certainly not try to catch this dip. Not try to catch this dip.
Is that dip because of the news story? The new 26-year-old New Zealander that died from the COVID vaccine from Pfizer?
Oh boy.
I didn't see that, first off. And I don't want to prescribe the movement of the vaccine stocks to any headline, especially Pfizer, because I mentioned, I think what's more important here is the fact that the stock made 5 new all-time highs in a row. This is Pfizer we're talking about. Okay, let me pull up a long-term chart of Pfizer. This stock does not move, right? It doesn't. It's got a beta of 0. I'm exaggerating, but you get the point.
Yeah.
Now this is a monthly chart. Look at the last 2 months in Pfizer, right? Unprecedented for PFE, right? Unprecedented move. So to see it come off these highs is expected. I just didn't know when, and you don't want to be the guy that tries to be a hero and calls the top. So it looks like today that for the moment at least that top is in on Pfizer. So I would lean on daily lows for support, but
15 seconds till Sava opens.
Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. I had that on my screen as well. So we're going to go to a 1 minute chart on Sava, and we're going to see how it behaves here.
Here, do me a favor. If you want, go ahead and pull up mine because I've got all 3. That way we can keep in track on everything.
There, Sava open, big pop.
Boom.
But the news was already out. I don't get. The news was out this morning. It actually was out last night.
Right, but watch that pre-market high.
I'm watching.
That pre-market high was when that news was out. We take that out. I think you move now.
56. What is it?
Here, I'll tell you. It is 58.60 is what I have here. If that's what you're looking at.
I got that too. Okay.
SF, really quick, it sounds like you haven't verified your account. If you're getting that error, our support team will help you. You can go ahead and use the chat icon in the bottom right-hand corner of your platform. Support people will be able to verify it for you and or reset your password. Do not panic. We will get you on, I promise.
All right. Well, we have
Now, and real quick, while we have a second lull here, Donkin Dave says Ryan has a voice for radio. He could do sportscasting. Donkin Dave, honestly, that was one of my dream jobs. There was a point in time where I wanted to announce the game more than play in the game. I would absolutely love that. But to be honest with you, I found a home here. So why not use my radio voice here? I will try to do that as best as I can. I'm always open to any feedback you have, by the way.
actually on that note, did I ever tell you guys that I attended sports broadcasting camp? How nerdy?
No way.
How nerdy?
Tell me that was fun. Tell me that was fun.
Had to be.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. Okay. Sava, and we are now below the candle that we had on the halt.
Mace Rich had some call flow there. Ticker MAC, no position though.
Sava halted downside.
That was short-lived.
And
all right, so 5-minute halt here.
who
So
sneezed?
10:06.
What?
Jonathan, my teacher always said I had a face for radio. Man,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my man.
Your teacher said that? Ew.
I know
Yeah.
that's a crummy teacher.
That's an awful
That teacher should have been encouraging your skill set and helping you build your own confidence. I'm sorry about that.
All right, what else we
one.
got?
I love it. Real quick on Apple in that scalp, it tried to test VWAP and tried to get over it in that previous 10-minute candle. It couldn't quite do it. I went and already took my 3/4 out, as I told you guys, at 170.40. Feel free to do with it what you would like. Micron just not working out for me. I'm down about 10% on my calls since I did average down the closer it got to VWAP. Still a believer, though. Still a believer.
Spencer, you're getting a request here. Lele asking any recommendations for a buy or hold forever at current levels. I've got one. I wouldn't say forever, but I've got one that I plan on holding for anywhere between 2 to 10 years from the current level.
You give you yours, and then I'll give her mine.
All right. So mine is going to be Chara, ticker CHRA. They do remediation services. They're predominantly, their bread and butter is going to be coal ash remediation, but they do pretty much any type of remediation services. And if you're not familiar with what that is, in order to close a coal power plant, the way coal power plants work is they burn all this coal and they create what's called coal ash. And normally they store this coal ash in these gigantic ponds that they cap or keep wet so that the coal ash doesn't blow around. Problem is that coal ash is extremely toxic, and a lot of these power plants sit on waterways, and if that coal ash gets into the waterway, not only will you kill the wildlife, but you could possibly poison the water supply. So as you can imagine, as coal-fired power plants are being cleaned up around the globe, this type of remediation service is going to be needed. And in fact, in the infrastructure bill, there's $12 billion earmarked in remediation. Plus, there's going to be mandates, increasing mandates on these coal-fired power plants to close and properly deal with the coal ash. The interesting thing about this, the two other interesting things is in addition to the growing market and the $75 billion TAM, total addressable market, they have a product that actually turns the waste product into green concrete at the site. They also take possession of the land that they remediate and then sell that back to the state and or private developers, depending on where that land is located. So it's a slow process, high barrier to entry. They're the leader. They've been doing this for a long time. And this is going to be something that you're going to see increasing over the next decade at least. So to me, this is one of my bigger long-term holds. I think you have a really good price here. I actually expect to see some movement in January. So
wow. All right. Brian, how long have you owned that stock for?
how long have I owned this? I started buying Chara back in, I think, April of this year. So I've been holding this, and the other thing that I've done, I've actually been underwater on this stock for a bit. I've been averaging down just to give you full disclosure here. My cost average on Chara is $4.59. So I am 2 cents under the current price.
Okay.
How much did you just make for that promotion of Chara? 0. I am a trader. I do not get paid to promote anything. My account is pathetically small compared to the people you're talking about.
Okay. The reason I asked you how long you've owned it for is, and you said your plan is between 2 and 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Do you think in 2 or 3 years or whatever down the line, you're gonna care whether your cost basis was $5 or $4.50?
Nope.
$4.
Nope. I absolutely don't. That's a really good point, because again, this is what I like to call the wealth building move, right? I'm trying to hold this for thousands of percent. My honest gut opinion, this company is going to get bought and rolled up into someone else's portfolio before it really truly can show what it can do. That would be okay for me. If I wake up one day and someone paid a premium for the stock I'm in, I'm okay with that. But to answer your question, no, this is not a day trade. This is not a scalp. So if I hold this for 5 years, I don't care if my cost basis is 50 cents or different.
Right. So that's my point, right? If you have a position and it really truly is a forever position for you, a buy and hold, something you're going to give to your kids one day, then like, why do you care what its current level is? Why does current valuation matter? If you've already decided this is a thing that you're going to buy and hold, and I'm assuming you have your reasons, and I'm assuming that they're like, not dumb reasons for wanting to own a stock. I only have 3 positions in my entire portfolio that are never sells. Okay, 2 of them are boring. One of them is actually a stock, right? The 2 boring ones that I'm never selling are VOO, your S&P 500 Vanguard fund, right? Never selling that. Your VEU. It's your S&P. I'm sorry, that's your Vanguard All World Fund, not including the U.S. And Disney, right? These are my 3 never sells: 2 Vanguard funds and Disney. I don't care what Disney is doing today or this week or this month, or frankly, even this year. I don't even know where my cost basis is because I've bought it so many times that here, I'll look right now. My cost basis on Disney is 142. Okay, there. So I'm up $7. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's a stock I will give to my kids one day, for better or worse, right? If you find a stock that you like, then the current levels mean jack. They mean nothing. That's my point. Okay.
A couple of things, if you want to move over to my chart here real quick. Saba went ahead and opened back up. It is testing 45.55, playing around with that. You can see that kind of has support there before it ended up doing its rally in the pre-market. I'm also looking at Micron. I will say I missed this move because I was paying attention to Apple in there. I missed the move in terms of to the downside. I should have cut it. Now I'm stubborn, and I like the $88 support. So I am underwater here. My contracts are down about 20% or so. They're at $1.13. I will go ahead and cut this if it breaks 88. I do apologize for that. But you did get a chance to profit off of Apple really nicely, and it did exactly what we expected. Test VWAP, get rejected, so you got a chance to get out at 170.90s. So I hope you took advantage of that.
Sava continuing, it reopened, and it is continuing to leak here. So,
yep, Sava got it to my right here. Folks want to watch it on the 1 minute.
That's tough.
Real quick, Gregory, fair question here. Is this personal pump hour? No, we actually got asked specifically by one of the viewers for long-term holds, so we gave our thesis on it. One of the other long-term holds I have is Apple, but I'm so far above my cost basis that I don't feel comfortable recommending that to other people. So, no, I can understand why you think that, but no, we're not trying to pump. We were trying to answer the question.
So I also appreciate that you think we're wealthy enough to go ahead and pump Disney. I mean, I appreciate you thinking that. Thank you for the belief that you have in my bank account.
You think we have the influence to move a stock like that, like us, like me, like us 3 guys right now? I appreciate the implication, but no, we're not that big.
By the way, it looks like someone was able to take advantage on Rivian puts. I'm glad, because someone was trying to clown me and talk about how green the opening candles were and this and that. Look, I that's all great and dandy. I just like to look at levels and play off of it. And you can see the rejection that it's had below 95. And now you've already $2 in the money. So, hey,
okay,
leave me alone. Leave me alone on the chat.
All right. Rite Aid is continuing. Let's pull up my chart here. Rite Aid continuing to rip off its earnings report from this morning here. I should probably look at the numbers now. So, okay, numbers, EPS not comparable, sales a little bit light. Forward-looking guidance. What the heck? Wow, what a range! They guided that they would lose anywhere from 4 cents a share to 49 cents a share.
Wait,
That's a
hold
huge
on.
range. So they don't. Sounds like they don't really know the way their business is going to go for next year. I guess it's dependent on the variant, right, and all that stuff. So anyway, Rite Aid ripping up to 14 to 50 now. Let's pull up a daily chart.
I'm sorry. Can you please bear with me for a second, Spencer?
Yeah.
Someone said this in the chat, and I didn't believe it. But Ryan,
What's up?
I believe, my friend, you caused this to happen in the stock.
So, all right. So Janae, do me a favor. Let's talk about this. All right, let's talk
my
about this.
God.
Do me a favor. Find out how many shares of volume were traded in that little pop. And then the other thing
more
that
than again, I'm just having a fun time here. I
don't
don't
even
actually
think it was
know.
10,000 shares. I don't even
It
think
wasn't. It was 5,000.
and so let me address that. Let me address that again. If you actually think that this is solid and you actually want to get into this, wait till it comes back in, because it's probably going to
100%.
trade back down another 10 cents. Don't chase it
100%.
right here. On top of that, if I wanted 10 cents, I would have been trading PTPI this morning. I don't want 10 cents. I want
I know,
10,
I
15, $20 out of this, and it's going to take years to do that. So,
And I will say this, Ryan is so invested in this stock that we'll be having our Zoom calls about how we can take Benzinga Pro to the next level, and he'll talk about this stock. So it's not like he's pumping it. I'm just having a fun time with it.
yeah,
GoGo was actually another one of yours, I believe, that you enjoyed long term. I don't know if you sold it or not.
GoGo was one that I actually found from someone else who
I remember that.
mentored me for a while.
Ryan
And
was
I
all
I
over
was
GoGo.
buying that. I was buying that in the 3s and the 4s, where people was saying it was going to 0. So yeah, when that shit went to 16, pardon my French, when that went to 16, I was pretty happy about that. Again, the moves that get me excited are not the Sava moves. They're not the AMC moves. It's the long-term valued companies that produce over the long haul. Here we are. We've already pulled back 5 cents. So let's calm down a little bit.
We're just having fun. My bad, right?
Wait,
No, it's okay, but I understand. Like I've actually bought things that people have legitimately, but not things that have traded up on 10,000 shares of volume, things that have traded up on 1 million shares of volume and then been sold into. And I understand not wanting to do that. There's a reason why I'm not recommending people buy Apple. I bought it pre-split when it was in the 90s. I can't feel good about myself for doing stuff like that.
I will say this. Someone in the chat, I do like what they said. Pump the likes. I'm a fan of that. We can do that. We can pump the likes.
There we go.
What we got here? Apple coming back and testing 170. I'm not going to add to my position, even though it would not be a bad spot. I'm still holding on to the 1/4 shares that I have. And that stop loss of 169.75 break that I mentioned before. Micron is bouncing off of that $88 level that we liked. I am still down 20% on my contracts. So yeah, one winner, one loser so far. And hopefully Micron doesn't break 88.
Okay. I'm reading more about the Rite Aid report from this morning.
Yeah.
And so they lowered their guidance. They lowered their sales guidance for next year. They're going to close 63 stores. Their pharmacy services segment revenue declined almost 11% year over year. It doesn't sound like it was a particularly good report. And yet the stock is ripping here this morning. Go figure.
Nightscope is going public.
Michael, that's a good question. So I would be very hesitant to give my opinion on Nightscope for 2 reasons. One, obviously, I don't know the future. I have no idea what any stock would do after it opens. But 2, obviously, Nightscope has a sponsorship arrangement with Benzinga. So I would feel I feel like that's just putting me in a weird spot. And if I can't be brutally honest, I'd rather not say anything. So the answer is I don't know. But also, Benzinga has a advertising arrangement with Nightscope. I don't want whatever I say to cloud your judgment, so I'm just not going to say anything.
I respect it.
But
can I here? I'm gonna stop sharing this screen real quick. I want to stop sharing this and let me see if I can actually share something else here. Give me a second if I can.
Okie dokie.
Nightscope. The reason I was surprised at Nightscope here, if you want to go ahead and share that, I think it's safe to do so. This is an email that I went and pulled up, and as you can see, the email is from 2017. I was looking at Seed Invest, and Nightscope was one of the companies that I was looking at. And now that we're talking about it being public, I'm a little pissed off because maybe I would have had the money to pump Disney. But anyway, when you mentioned Nightscope going public, I was like, wait a minute.
If you have no idea what
this reminds me,
if you have no clue what we're talking about, you can go to startengine.com/Nightscope. I'll put the links in the chat right now if you want to learn more about the offering. I would do that in the next minute. Give me 1 second.
Oh, could have been a VC, Spencer.
Me?
No, me.
Yeah. Oh, you?
Back in 2017, you know? Me and my measly 1,000 turned into 6.
So anyway, Nightscope is basically a security robotics company. They've built these autonomous robots that patrol public areas like parking garages, etc. And they're doing a Reg A Plus offering, which is interesting, and sort of like this new way of going public. It's not traditional IPO. It's not a direct listing. It's not a SPAC. They're basically doing an offering. They're raising money, selling shares, and then they're going to go public. That's how the Reg A Plus works. It's kind of weird, but it enables anybody to get in before the IPO if you want to. So I put the link up on the screen. I'll put some more links that I am required to put in the chat right now. There's more information about the offering. All clickable links.
Very interesting. Micron. Let me mute that. Micron has tested the 89. Tested VWAP. It is getting rejected so far. Not the best sign. But again, if you don't like the blood that we're currently in, which is down 15% on our contracts, please go ahead and get out. We need it to break VWAP here, obviously, and then make its march on backwards. But thankfully, as you can see to my right, SPY finally decided to not be a jerk and help us out a little bit as it continues to move to the upside here. Apple's still holding that 170. I did not add, as I said, but if you did, congrats on that. And yes, Micron over 89 for now. There you go, Micron. Come on.
You know, along those lines, we got the SPY curling here, Zunaid. So in addition to some of those plays moving up, the broader market trying to curl back towards the highs here. We'll see if we're able to do that. The futures are doing that. Looks like how are the Qs doing? Let's check on the Qs.
It's okay.
Yeah, they're trying. No, you're right. It's a little bit depressed, but they are trying to curl off the bottom. So we'll see where that ends up going. And how about the diamonds?
The diamonds.
Curling too. Yeah, the Dow. We're curling on there too. Looks like we might actually try to take out the high here. So, okay, so the market trying to bounce here. VIX melting. We're under 22 now on the VIX. I think if we get down towards the 2021 level, we might even see some more buying pop.
Wait, but Ryan, you're missing the best part. You're missing the Russell up 2% today.
Well, isn't this because of AMC? Weren't you guys saying that AMC was running? I actually haven't pulled it up today. AMC pounding highs here.
AMC
so this
is 1% of the index. It ain't going to move it like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the rest of the stocks seem to be moving too. I guess that's true. Sorry, Spence. I'll try to be better.
I mean, like
you really just kicked that down the stairs.
No offense to Charles Dow, but like his index is so outdated. It's price weighted. It's got no technology in it. Like it's 30 stocks. Who cares? Let's look at that Russell, baby.
Bro. Apple's in there.
What?
Apple's in the Dow.
Apple's in the Dow?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
I have to Google this.
You didn't know that?
Oh yeah, they are. Okay. Oops.
Market's closed on Friday too.
Whatever. Fine. All right. So they have Apple and they have some value tech.
I'm sorry. Did we just completely miss what Ryan
Apple, Microsoft, whatever. I don't care.
No, you know what? To be fair, Junaid, nobody missed it. To be fair, Spencer was joking about that himself. So
he was. He tagged us.
Wait a minute.
He defended above the joke.
So wait a minute. So yesterday, as soon as we got done with the show, I looked at my phone and I saw that push notification from Webull. I was like, that would have been good to know like a half hour ago.
I'm telling you, they were watching. Here's two things. One, they were watching the show and said, "Oh, Spencer doesn't know. We got to let everyone else know." Two, you took a screenshot at 10:21 and posted it at 5:36.
Dude, my day is busy, man.
No, I'm not saying you took 8 hours, which I mean I am, but I'm also saying I appreciate you having us on your mind and going back and grabbing that screenshot to be like, "Oh wait, before I have dinner with my fiance, I need to post this."
Yeah, dude, I was leaving. It was on my mind. I was like, "Oh, I should probably post this." I took a screenshot this morning.
Oh man, I love it. In the 10-minute, you've got Micron over VWAP, which is looking pretty, as is the SPY. SPY needs to break 459. Micron needs to make its march all the way up to the 90s, please.
All right.
Oh man, too much fun. Too much fun.
All right. We did already do a crypto update. Someone asked about that. Crypto broadly in the green. Actually, every single crypto was in the green last we checked. Let me just check again on the heat map real fast and see how it's changed. And it has not changed. We are still in the green across the board in crypto land. Cool. Go to benzinga.com/crypto to learn more. That's where this heat map is.
You're break even at Micron. Get out if you want to. Please get out. You're breaking even right here. Sorry, Ryan. Go ahead.
He's doing his thing.
Oh, my bad. I thought I heard something. My fault.
Any thoughts on Lucid lately?
I haven't looked at it.
Lucid has held up so much better than so many of its peers, which if you're a bull, you'll love that. You'll love that Lucid's held up. But if you're a bear, then you take the other side. Oh, it hasn't come down yet, which, both can be said. Both can be true. I will say, I do like keeping an eye on how stocks behave relative to their 50-day and their 200-day. And Lucid is right knocking on the door of its 50-day right now. So you want to see it get above that. But
speaking of Lucid, you know what's one stock that I'm a little annoyed we missed?
Nope.
That would be Tesla, my friend, because look at that beautiful bounce off of 900. I believe that low is about 900. What is that? $900.46. And you had a balance of approximately $7 to $8 there. So I'm a little annoyed we missed that scalp. Same strategy, same principle as the 170 bounce in Apple that we played. We missed it on the Tesla side because you mentioned Lucid, and I went in and checked Tesla, and then I saw that.
Wow.
That's also the previous close, by the way, which is $899.94. So don't tell me whole numbers don't matter.
And guys, real quick, BFRI, this has been strong all morning. We've talked about this. We've had a couple of trades already in BFRI, but now it looks like we're going to try and take out this 1464. So no position as of right now, not going to front run it. We're so extended. The last thing I want this to do is get pulled down like it's doing right now. Watching this to see if we actually take out 1464, which was the high of day. Looks like we're pulling now. We're below 14. We'll watch and see if this builds above 14.
Also held VWAP really nicely.
Yep.
Looking at the 10-minute here, just a real nice hold. And in stocks like this, right, Ryan? Obviously, for me, the stop loss, if I were to ever get into something like this, I wouldn't maybe at this level, but my stop loss would be like $1. And I know that seems like a little high for a stock that's only 14, but that's where like you'd want to take smaller size, right? So if your normal size is like 500 shares with a stop loss of 50, now you're going to take 250 shares with a stop loss of $1. That way your risk in terms of dollar amount is the same. And yes, SPY is going down and taking my beautiful Micron down with it. But I've got Micron, SPY, and BFRI all here that I'm keeping an eye on.
Yeah. So it's a really good point, Sinead, because you really have to understand what trade it is that you're trying to execute. If you're going to have $1 stop loss on a stock like this, you absolutely want to keep your size down because it might move all over the place. And in fact, you actually might get an opportunity to add when it's in a down or when it's selling off, and maybe cost average, you get a better cost on your shares and then flip them. The trade, the way I'm looking at this right now, is that if we take out 1464, we're liable to pop 15, 20, maybe even 30 cents. And if that's the case, that particular move is more predictable than some of these other moves, and that's what I want to capture. My attempt here is to try and capture what I can predict. I'm smart enough to know that I can't predict everything, so I'm going to try to narrow that down as specific as I can and then capture that. This will sometimes lead me to trading a stock for 15, 20 cents only to have that stock run $1, but that wasn't part of my plan. So if I take a bigger size, then maybe I can scale out and hold little blocks. Voodoo, I'm out of here through Xmas. See you guys next year. Stay safe, stay strong. Voodoo, thank you for all of your support. Thank you for all of the kind things that you say. And then, of course, all of the participation in our great show. You have yourself a great holiday, and we will see you in the new year.
You've got Affirm, by the way. They're buying the 110 calls on AFRM expiring May 20th of 2022, approximately $2.2 million worth. So if we go ahead and pull up Affirm here, you can see that the stock is reacting positively to all that call buying right here in the middle. And again, that's the May 20th, 110 calls, approximately 2 million plus. If it can break over that 100 and start kind of marching its way up, I like it.
Brendo, please translate that chat comment for us.
Melikliki Maka and Hua Ol Makahiki. I am not good at speaking Hawaiian, but I'm pretty sure that that's the stand. There's like a song, Melikliki Maki is the thing to say. Yeah, I think pretty sure
Hawaiian Airlines uses that, I believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's a famous song.
It means Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Zunaid. Zunaid is a man of all different languages. The Blind Trader, I'm not sure what you're thanking me for, but you're very welcome. Thanks for joining us today. Guy's really impressive. If you don't follow the Blind Trader, I think you should do that.
It's my favorite name. It's my favorite moniker.
It's also accurate, isn't it?
The Blind Trader. Wait, Blind Trader, are you actually blind?
I feel like I've seen him on our show. Yeah, I believe he's actually.
Yeah, he's been on the show, but
I don't want to sound like a jerk. That's why I'm being genuine.
He's been on the show, but I don't remember everyone that's been on like every.
No, of course you deal with thousands of guests.
Diane, that's very nice of you. It was self-inflicted, so I take full responsibility for it. I woke up today. I'm feeling great. I'm going to have a great holiday. Have a great holiday to you and your family. Thank you very much for the kind words.
Zunaid is 1/16 Indian, I think. Oh man, I love it. I love it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of this call.
Man, so speaking of Tesla, I know we just took a look at that. Tesla, as soon as it gave up that 900 level that you were talking about, look at it plunge. Look at it now.
And yeah, look at the SPY.
That goes to show you how important that 900 level was. SPY selling off. As soon as Tesla broke it, it plunged. I mean, we're 4 points in what, 2 minutes, 3 minutes?
Yep. Yeah, I don't like to mess with Tesla and Amazon, things like that, at least on the option side till we get to Thursday, Friday. But yeah, those puts, if you were able to grab it on the break of 900, were really nice. And someone did mention in the chat that you've got Apple. By the way, Micron, I'm going to go ahead and exit here. I went ahead and exited my contracts at $1.13. So I went ahead and took my L because SPY is going down. And I don't want to wait for it to test 88 and break it, and I end up losing even more. So I am out of Micron. Gave us plenty of chances to take profit and to break even. I just didn't want to deal with it anymore.
And if you had this pre-print, you still banked pretty big, even with the sell-off today. So,
yeah, Apple went ahead and kind of came down. So I'm going to close out of that 1/4 of my size there as well. And Micron just goes up 20 cents after I sell. Seriously, dude?
Man, PTPI, it looks like this is curling and bouncing again. Not really a well-defined spot here, in my opinion. 405. I guess maybe if you were waiting for a 4 bounce, you probably would have
had the 4. Yeah,
but yeah, this is a wild one. There might be more trades than this later on throughout the day.
All right, we always talk about how money never leaves. Well, usually it doesn't leave; it just rotates. You know what today is a clear rotation away from what had been your leading sector, and that is consumer staples, your XLP. If you look at all your sectors, you can see over the last month, your XLP has been your best performing sector in the last 4 weeks. It is coincidentally your worst performing, or I should say not coincidentally, your worst performing sector of the day today, leading us downward here. So money rotating out of all the staples names, whether it's Clorox, Campbell's, General Mills, whatever. but this has been your safety trade and money rotating out of it this morning. Having an eye on that. All right, it's 10:30. It's 10:30, so let's do this. Let's go around and I'll give our final thoughts, and we can wrap up the show. Who wants to go first?
I can go first. The first thing that I'm going to be looking at here is going to be the broader market, right? We're going to watch the VIX. The VIX is now at the intraday high. If we can keep this under yesterday's level, I think there would be some room to bounce here. I want to see if the market can kind of hold this gap up that it had instead of bleeding it all back through the rest of the day. I'm going to try to not make any knee-jerk reactions to these moves because it's still pretty low volume into the new year here. So I'm going to look for some tactical trades, but I'm basically just going to watch the indexes and make sure that we don't bleed the stuff back.
Simon Goodman, because the market is closed on Friday, today's like kind of like a Wednesday, right? Because there's only 2 days left in the week, right? That we have tomorrow and Thursday is sort of like, so it's a synthetic Wednesday. It's not Wednesday, but because we only have a short week, it feels like a Wednesday. That was why I said that. I honestly, my thoughts are kind of the same as Ryan's. I'm watching the XLP, which I just talked about, and I'm watching the Russell as my two broad-based indicators, and I'm keeping one eye on Micron and Nike this morning, just to see kind of how they behave out of their earnings reports. I'll watch Sava for fun. Oh, Sava really leaking.
Yeah, I actually left that off. I'm definitely going to watch Sava because this thing is just wild. It's almost more fun to watch at this point than trade.
Wow. Okay, did not see that. $42. Zunaid.
Just keeping an eye on Affirm. Ever since we called it out with those big option buys coming in, it's already moved up about $1.20. Actually, it's moved about $2. And Micron took an L on that one. Apple, we had a profitable trade. Pretty much main play for me is going to be Affirm. I did go ahead and buy those May calls that I mentioned, and they just came in with $5 more million on as a block. So somebody truly believes in Affirm. And if you go ahead and look at the chart, there's a reason to believe that it could reach all-time highs again, or test it at the very least. If it can go ahead and get over the $100 level for me, my stop loss would be below $90.
All right. That'll be a wrap for live trading for today. We'll be back tomorrow morning. We'll be off stream for the next hour until David Green comes on at 11:30 on Benzinga Live. So everyone hit the like button, please. How many likes are we at here? Probably like 100, not enough. We're at 176. Can we get to 300 likes? Or actually 340 will be better because that would be about half of our current viewership. But if we can get to 300, I would be happy with that. For Ryan and Zunaid, I'm Spencer. Obviously, thank you everyone for watching, for the participation in the chat. This has been fun. It's always fun. We'll be back with more fun tomorrow. Stay green, stay safe. Catch you guys over on Benzinga Live in an hour. Ryan, Zunaid, catch you guys later. Stay green out there. And stay
See you, pal.
All right. How do I end this show? Should I just end it? I'm just going to end it.